Right, we're back at Aykley Woods again this evening. We're going to have a look to see if we can spot any tracks and signs, but we've also brought the sweep net out with us to see if we can find anything with that. We seem to have got quite a few different spiders in here, amongst other little bits. We've got a bug pot with us, so we might try and pull some of these bits out into a bug pot to have a closer look at them. So some sort of shield bug. So a beetle. So this is in the bottom of our sweep net. I decided this might be an easier way to look to see what we've got. Again, I'm going to have a look at some of the bits closer up in here.
Ladybird's just about to go.
So we've got a ladybird in here.
You got him?
Yeah.
That's quite interesting. He's got quite a long body, hasn't he?
So a spider. I'll have to get some ID sheets out when I get home, as we don't know what lots of these bits are. The Field Studies Council do some great sheets that can be really useful, but because it was a bit wet earlier today, we've not brought them out, and that's why we're also trying to avoid getting any moths or butterflies. So far that had all been through the wildflowers that are around us here, so I'm going to try some of the bushes now to see if we get different things from them. Starting with these just in here. So seem to be mainly flies off these bushes. So nothing particularly interesting. We thought we'd also try the sweep net out on this field because there's a lot more grass here than wildflowers, to see if that makes a difference. Got a few more spiders from the grass.
Loads of seed heads. Away.
We put the top on it this time to stop it being able to fly away, but we thought this looked more interesting. Wasn't far away at all, I just managed to keep just a glimpse of it through there. Oh, there it goes. This has quite a pungent smell. I'm no good at scat, but you can see bits of fur, or is it feathers in it? So at a guess, I'd probably think it was a fox. This particular bit of scat. Very close to that, we also have this scat, which is a bit more pellet type shaped. I've got a metal rule now to give an idea of scales when I find such things out here. The rabbits have done their droppings in a very prominent place, and I also spotted this little fella hopping his way across. So the rabbits like to do their droppings on a hill to mark their territory, so that's one of the types of scat that I do recognise. So we've got more scat here on the ground. This is pointed at one end, and I was doing a field studies course last night, and if it's pointed at one end and has a dimple the other, it's deer scat. So I think this could potentially be from a deer. These have been here for a long while now, but I know thanks to the talk last night that because they're all being plucked out together rather than singly, that this is the sign of a mammal kill, so probably a fox at a guess, though potentially it could be a cat. There's a hole through this bush here, so I wonder what that is. You can see a bit of a track coming out. Particularly if I'm a bit further back, it was a bit more obvious. So don't know what comes through there. We'd wondered what this was that had caused such a large spoil heap, but that's quite a narrow hole actually once you get in. And judging by something we were showing the other day, I reckon that's probably going to be a rabbit hole. But it's produced all this spoil heap down here. I'd been trying to work out how to put a field camera in there for quite a while. Not working out it was a rabbit burrow, but so now I've discovered that, I'm going to go and put it somewhere that's a bit more interesting, this new field camera. Somewhere I've tried with my other, but I couldn't really place it in whilst my mum's heading off home with my other camera. So, yep, see you at home. There's a sign just behind me on the ground here of another mammal that lives on site and has been quite active. Lots of molehills. Never seen one actually out of the burrows yet, but there's burrows all over this site. If I come round, you'll see more down here as well. So we know there's quite a few moles about. This is the old golf course that I just showed you the molehills on. And as I've not actually been up here whilst recording, this is the field near the police headquarters, just to give you an idea of what it's like at this bit. But the nature reserve is just the other side of the hedgerow that we can see running along there, down the bottom. So you can see the hedgerow running along, and that's where the boundary is to the nature reserve. This is another one of the tracks we've spotted on the reserve before, which we've wondered what it is, just running along through here, back into the bushes over there. So we know there's animals around here as well, because certainly not a human track when it disappears into bushes like that. My guess is, looking at it, this would be a fox burrow, but hopefully my trail camera here is going to manage to confirm one way or another. We've certainly seen a fox around here before. I'm on my way back off the reserve now, less than 5 minutes to home, not far along now to go. I'm lucky that this is so close to my doorstep and I can get across quite easily. Almost back home now. I hope you've enjoyed this video. For some reason, all the places I put out my cameras finish with a big steep hill at the end of them.